How can you change careers or industry without wasting all of your education and work experience? In this episode, I'm sharing one tip with you that is massively going to help, and it will only take you 10 minutes to implement. Hello and welcome to the show, the place to get you clear in your STEM career. So whether you're in science, tech, engineering, or anything that's technical related, or you work in a construction industry or something like that, you, my friend, are in the right place. So you've studied, you've got work experience, maybe you've been working for a few years and you've got to the point where you feel like you're unhappy maybe, or you just want to change and you're not interested in the job that you're doing anymore, and you're thinking about maybe changing careers completely or just changing industry or sector, and you're a bit worried about wasting all of your hard work and time, because let's be honest, it takes time and effort to get to where you are right now. I am here to tell you that yes, of course you can shift, of course you can move, and there are definitely ways for you to do that without necessarily having to go back to school and start from scratch. Now, I do want to put a caveat in here and say that there are some areas that would require you to go back to school and start from scratch, potentially. Things like becoming a surgeon or a vet or a doctor. And if you have no medical background whatsoever, then it might be that you need some training in order to do it. But more often than not, you are actually able to shift and move without starting from the very beginning. And really, all of the skills and the experience that you have right now is really beneficial and useful for different areas and sectors, but you just maybe don't know it. So the one tip that I want to share with you today is to focus on your transferable skills. Don't focus on job titles. Don't focus on what you think that you need to have. Focus on the actual skills and the capabilities that you have. So in your career and your life in general, whether it's to do with work or even outside of work, when you do hobbies or when you work on different projects, you gather a load of skills and knowledge and capabilities that are beneficial to lots of different sectors. Things like communication and management, and even things like dealing with a difficult person can be really useful, or, doing logistics or something. All of that good stuff can be applied to loads and loads of different sectors. So just because your job title says one thing, and just because you work in one particular industry, for example, you might be working in oil and gas and you want to work in sustainability or something like that, you will have skills and you will have knowledge that will be able to be transferred to the sustainability sector and to a completely different sector. So I just want to give you an example here. So one of my clients, Verity, she was an operations lead within the energy industry, and she got to a point in her career where she was feeling a bit flat and she wanted to have a change, and she had the idea and the drive to want to work in government, so government strategy and policy with energy. So Verity applied to BEIS, which is UK's Department for Business and Industry. Oh, I always forget this one. UK's Department, I'm going to have to read it. UK's Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. That's a bit of a mouthful. So Verity wasn't actually sure if she could be successful going into government. I mean, she worked in a completely different area, and she had no experience working in policy or strategy or anything like that, but she wanted to apply. What she did was actually focus on her transferable skills, so what she had learned and gathered from her whole career, and use that as a picture to paint in her CV and within her applications. She focused on her project management skills, her communication skills, and even aspects of teamwork and leadership. And of course, Verity was successful. She got the job, and even though she was, I think, surprised herself, even though Verity is amazing and incredible and she should never be surprised that she gets a job, just like you, it's often, right, that you have this self-doubt and this fear that you're not good enough, but actually you are, and you do have the skills. And the funny thing is, we were on a alumni call, a coaching alumni call, which I hold with all of my past clients last week. And she was saying that now that she's 6 months into the job, it's been incredible to see that the transferable skills have been so powerful for her to be able to basically move forward in the new role. Even though she had no experience in that area, she's finding that her transferable skills have actually equipped her to do a really good job. So focusing on your skills rather than specific job titles and worrying about the specifics of jobs can be really powerful. And of course, if you need help with any of this stuff, then I have a weekly career boost, which is completely free. And it's an email that I send out full of additional tips and help and support. And if you want to be part of that career boost, then just head over to my website, which is hayleyloren.com/coaching. Now, action time. I am all about action. And if you are thinking about moving forward in your career or making a change or anything like that, the one thing that you always need to do is take action. So today's action, what I want you to do is to grab your CV and sit down for 10 minutes and go through each one of your jobs and brainstorm all of the skills that you have gained from that job and all of the experiences that you had. So things like what I mentioned before: communication, teamwork, leadership, project management, logistics, all of that good stuff. Regardless of where you did it, you could have been doing logistics in a bar, when you're or dealing with difficult people, working in a pub. And you could also be working in the oil and gas sector doing calculations, but some of those calculations are also completely relevant to the renewable energy industry, right? So forget about where you're doing the work, just focus on what work you're actually doing and the skills that you have. And then at the end of that 10 minutes, you will have created and painted this picture, this story essentially of who you are. And that is what you sell to potential employers, right? Not your job title, not all those sorts of specifics. It's the skills that you have on that piece of paper. That is who you are to an employer. And that is why you are valuable and you can make a shift and you can make a change. Let me know down below. I'll be really interested. If you are thinking about making a shift, what sort of job are you thinking about? What shift are you trying to make? Let me know. And if I can help at all, I will. Thanks for joining. I will see you next week.